Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited. Icon aircraft sale completed. Third Joby production prototype completed, fourth on the way. What is going on with Starliner? Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Tom Lindley. Let's get into today's stories. Icon aircraft sale completed. Icon Aircraft has successfully completed the sale of essentially all its assets to investment banking group SG Investment America, which apparently is derived from Chinese ownership, who will continue to operate the company for now under the name Icon Aircraft. Jason Huang will lead the company through the transition after joining Icon as president in 2020. Huang expressed enthusiasm for the company's future, saying, quote, "I am thrilled to be guiding Icon Aircraft into its next phase of growth and development," end quote. Jerry Meyer, outgoing CEO, claimed to be grateful for his service at Icon and wished the company well as he handed over the reins, saying, quote, "It has been an incredible honor to lead Icon Aircraft and work with the brightest and most passionate group of people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. I want to extend my deepest appreciation to every team member for their dedication and hard work. I wish them and the company nothing but success in this exciting new chapter," end quote. Icon Aircraft's future seems fairly uncertain, and while the new owners claim to be interested in operating the firm as is, there is great concern that the whole program will eventually be absorbed into China and be diminished. In the meantime, they claim that flight training and service operations will continue at its Tampa, Florida and Vacaville, California service centers. After the break, Dawn Aerospace gets approval for unlimited speed supersonic flight.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
The legendary BD4C program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged four-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Dawn Aerospace gets approval for unlimited speed supersonic flight. The Mark II Aurora, Dawn Aerospace's supersonic rocket plane, got a license for unlimited speed by the New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority, allowing it to go as fast as it pleases up to 80,000 feet. The Mark II Aurora first flew in July 2021 and has since flown at increasing speeds and altitudes as the team pushes its limits. The UAV was designed to be able to head to the very edge of the atmosphere at least twice per day, allowing it to turn and burn with rapid refueling and robust construction that would help defray the costs of such a specialized unit. Lindbergh Foundation highlights efforts to reach next generation. The St. Louis Science Center and the Lindbergh Foundation capped a STEM-focused challenge for young students to compete for glide performance. Youth Exploring Science, or YES, students can attempt the annual challenge to design, create, and fly a fully electric aircraft, with their final awards granted based on how far their design can glide. Local St. Louis area students from the YES program came out to compete in late July, before competing in a public fly-off with their designs on August 3rd. The kids were awarded a whole roster of awards for specific achievements. Airline pilots urge Airbus to rethink flight crew reductions. Airline pilots from around the world are very concerned about what they consider to be a potential threat to the safety and security of passengers during commercial air travel, reducing the number of pilots on the flight deck. No pilot thinks this is a good idea, as evidenced by the letter sent by ALPA to Guillaume Faury, CEO of Airbus. In the letter, ALPA President Jason Ambrosi outlined the reasons he urges Faury to reconsider his strategy regarding extended minimum crew operations, that is, single-pilot operations. Air cargo-only airport would generate $1.3 billion. The South Suburban Airport has been under consideration for decades, due to recent legislation directing the Illinois DOT to develop a pre-qualification process for vendors to participate in its planning. The vision for the airport has shifted to a dedicated all-cargo facility and no longer as a passenger transportation center. A recent study released by the Illinois Economic Policy Institute found that during the multi-year construction period, 8,000 jobs would be created and stimulate regional economic activity by more than $1.3 billion. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Third Joby production prototype completed, fourth on the way. Joby Aviation announced the third production prototype aircraft has been completed on the production line in Marina, California. A fourth aircraft is expected to be finished in the coming weeks, and its flight testing is expected to begin during Q4 of this year. The company also issued its second quarter 2024 shareholder letter containing the financial and operational results for the period ending June 30th, 2024. As put out by the company, the highlights for Q2 were 1. Production ramp-up. The first 2 production prototypes are in flight test now, and the company expects to have 4 aircraft in flight test during Q4. 2. Certification progress. Fourth of 5 stages now at 37% complete. Progress expected to speed up during Q4. 3. International expansion. Certification applied for in Australia. MOU signed with Saudi Aramco subsidiary Mukamala. And 4. Future tech. Flew first-of-kind hydrogen electric air taxi demo more than 550 miles. Acquired autonomy division of X-Wing, a leader in aviation autonomy tech development. After these messages, what is going on with Starliner?
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Welcome back. What is going on with Starliner? After about 2 months of delays, space enthusiasts have begun wondering just how functional the Boeing Starliner is, after apparently stranding astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams on the ISS. Initially, the problematic Starliner was slated for a quick out-and-back mission that would serve as its official entry into crewed launches, taking Wilmore and Williams to the ISS and back. On its outbound leg, Starliner suffered a number of thruster malfunctions, which Boeing had downplayed as an issue ahead of the return flight. At first, the company said it had merely postponed the launch in order to study elements of the system that would later be lost during the re-entry process, but now they aren't so sure. 3 separate, well-placed sources have confirmed to Ars Technica that the current flight software on board Starliner cannot perform an automated undocking from the space station and entry into Earth's atmosphere. At first blush, this seems absurd. After all, Boeing's Orbital Flight Test 2 mission in May 2022 was a fully automated test of the Starliner vehicle. By now, it's looking more and more likely that Wilmore and Williams will have to come back home aboard a reliable, the SpaceX Crew Dragon. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!